Glute Bridge. Our first intro hip dominant exercise is going to be the bilateral glute bridge. We'll have Jared start in a supine position. We're going to have his feet a little bit wider than hip width and his toes pulled up or flat depending on your preference. Putting the toes up, sometimes we'll put a lot of weight into the heels, which helps engage the glute, so sometimes we like that quite a bit. It's important to note that in the starting position, we want Jared's neck nice and long, chin tucked into a nice comfortable position, and we want to make sure that his ribs are down and neutral with his lumbar spine and T-spine here. So from this position, it's important to note that the first movement is not going to be to drive up into extension, but to drive up nice and flat. So we're going to have Jared push into his heels to drive his hips up, and he's really not getting super high off the ground. So let's see when people go way too far. This is what we see a lot of times when we're looking at large group training, is a lot of clients just pushing that stomach forward and going into extension and rib flare. What we want is basically a posterior pelvic tilt until the butt comes up off the floor, and there's nice, flat, basically a ramp from his chest to his knees. So that's nice and flat. You're getting an all glute activation in this exercise. And this is the first hip dominant exercise we're going to do to start to build good stability and strength in the hips before we bring you up to half kneeling on your feet. So that is the glute bridge.